What's happening, people? We're back with another episode of Podghost.
And guys, today on the show, we would like to bring on
Humz.
Come on. I don't even need to introduce it anymore. But nah, he's an up-and-coming music artist and he's already an established social media content creator.
And smacking it.
Man.
Absolutely smacking it.
Alhamdulillah.
Humz, welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you
the
for
way
having
he
me,
said
guys.
Humz as well, you know, confidence.
All I heard was Humz. I went. Thank you so much, my bro.
Alhamdulillah, man.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
Bro, you know what? The first thing I want to ask you is obviously when I first come across you and I heard that Manny accent, but you're in London. And I thought, bruv, what's going on here? Did you actually move to London?
I'm not living here. I'm here all the time, so I'm still living in Manny.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, when I'm in Manchester, people are like, "Oh, you don't sound like you're from Manchester anymore. You got that southern twang." When I'm here, like, "Oh, you're proper Mancunian, proper northern."
Yeah.
But I studied in Bristol, so I'm like, maybe I picked up a little twang. I hope not, though. I'm very proud Mancunian over here. You know what I mean?
Love it.
But yeah, I still live in Manny, and that's a big part of my brand as well. Like, and even I feel like big allegiance to my city, and that's a lot of what I do is like, okay, I want to really represent my city.
Yeah.
But I'm in London a lot for different work-related things, bro. I'm here a lot, and I can't lie, I do love it here, especially in the summer.
London
in the summer is nice, man.
So how long you been here then?
Last few days.
Oh,
Yeah. I was at Wembley yesterday, so. I was doing little match day vlogs, so I don't know if you've seen my content.
Yeah, of course.
All of that, the United stuff. So that's another thing there. I've been here
I must be
over
proud
the
for you,
weekend.
innit, being from Manchester as well.
Yeah, man. Obviously, it's tough as well being a United fan. It ain't easy
At the moment.
But growing up, it was great, man. I didn't know what an L was, bro. It was just W's. Then reality sunk in.
No, but that's, you know what it is, bro? That's the part.
You don't want to get into that topic, otherwise Yazz will just...
I'll guess, Arsenal.
Nope.
Never say that,
Not
bro.
even, sorry, bro.
Try again. The next guess, you'll get it 100%.
Give him 3 tries, so you don't
No,
want...
he'll get it second time.
Go on.
Chelsea.
Nope.
No, man. You've just taken the full piss.
No, last one, go on.
What, you're not a Spurs fan, are you, bro?
No, Spurs is the...
Well, then who else is there in London?
LFC. He's LFC.
Oh, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's my worst. The biggest rivals, man.
But off camera, we'll have a debate.
Biggest rivals.
So, Humz, you know what?
Guys, this is not Podghost anymore. We'll bring back a football channel.
Bro, you know what? Your name's Humz, right? So for people that don't know you, what's it short for? And what's your ethnicity, bro? Because the first thing I want to ask you, when I saw you, bro, I thought you're like this blonde American, Latino. You know what I mean, bro?
Kurdish, Turkish.
Tell us more
maybe.
about you, man.
Yeah.
I am full Pakistani as it comes.
Yeah.
Man. Dad, Jhelum boy, innit? Dad was born in
Really?
Jhelum. Yeah. What about you guys? Pakistani as well?
Full Pakistani, bro. Pakistani,
Love that. Zindabad. But guess what?
Yeah.
I've never been back home.
No way.
Really?
Never been. So that for me though is exciting because inshallah, big ambition of mine is to go in 2024. And also not just to go, I want to go and like, do some mad stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, vlogging stuff.
Yeah. I've got
100%.
crazy things planned, bro.
Yeah.
So we have to make that
So
happen.
where are you from in Pakistan?
Jhelum.
Oh, you're full Jilmi, yeah?
Yeah. So my dad's from Jhelum. I'm pretty sure my mum's Kashmiri. So yeah.
And Humz is short for Hamza.
Yeah. It's spelled Hamza actually. So yeah, but then my mates always called me Humzy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then also like then when it came to music, because that's what I'm doing, it's like humming is a musical sound, right? So it's got hums, humming. It made sense. And then also like in meditation, you got that It's like a hums. Like it kind of sounds like that same vibration, right?
No, I like that.
So for me, it all kind of weaved in.
You proper deep it, innit? Yeah.
I deep everything. That's how I am. Everything has to have so much meaning. Even like my album artwork, even the artwork of the display picture of a piece of content. Everything has got a little bit of energy. Like it's all telling a story, you know.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
So, bro, again, I think a lot of people who came across you first time, they must have seen you in a wheelie bin, bro.
Yeah.
Now, that wheelie bin
crazy.
thing went crazy, bro. Tell us exactly what we're talking about, because people that don't know,
Yeah.
for them people who don't know, again, like I just said, tell us more. What is the wheelie bin thing with you, bro?
Bro, you know, it's mad. Like every time I speak about this, I'm like, oh, mad. That's how this whole journey started, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, so back to the beginning with that, yeah. I'm just a guy who's trying to better his mental health. Like, honestly, it got to a place where I was bad struggling, right? And then people have asked me as well, like, you know, how can someone like you did well in school, you know, like you play football, etc. Like, how can you end up with such bad mental health, right? But what actually happened, bro, is like I got into the wrong crowd, you could say. I started drinking and experimenting with drugs. Obviously, that's like completely counter to what I've been brought up on. But fell into that, I didn't really have anyone around me telling me, don't do this, or anything like that. It was all never spoken about in our community. Obviously, it's haram.
And we hide it all.
Yeah, it was all hidden. But then obviously later down the line, I'm finding out, okay, most people have experimented. It would have helped to have someone there teaching me these things, right? But I didn't. Most of my friends were non-Muslim as well, the school that I went to. So started experimenting, and I was just getting by in school. I was like, you know, weekend defending. I know it was okay. I was still performing well in school, so no one thought I had any issues. As soon as school ended, college ended, right? I'm in the real world, and then all of a sudden, like, I realized, oh my God, like, my brain has slowed down because of the nightlife, because of the party and all this stuff I'd taken. And when I realized my brain had slowed down, I started to think, am I really still that confident guy I was growing up? I realized I wasn't as sharp. I realized I wasn't as funny. I realized I couldn't hold conversations in the same way. All these things that I built myself on, and I had this image that I had to uphold, right? So I was like just a normal popular guy type thing, right? But now I realized I'd started to crumble. So now I'm in my head even more thinking, okay, I know I've slowed down, but I still got to show people that I'm the guy. You know what I mean? But that just consumed me. Then I went to uni, nightlife got worse, everything got worse. And the worse I felt, the more I took, the more of everything I took. And
when you say took, do you mean like narcotics? And
yeah, exactly. Alcohol and all sorts, whatever.
Was you on social media at this point or no?
No.
Okay,
way
cool.
before.
Right.
Way before.
Yeah.
So at this point, I didn't know what the vision was. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But put this into perspective, right? I was very high performing academically, like growing up. So in GCSEs, I got 10 A stars.
Wow.
And then, so obviously, you can imagine, like, alhamdulillah, like, at that time, like, for my family, I was known as someone who's going to go on and do a madness academically and then get some, like, crazy job, all this kind of stuff, right? So even when we go to the weddings and stuff, everyone's like, oh, 10 A stars, that's all. In our community.
All these rishtas coming your way.
Yeah. From early, bro. Yeah, it was all lined up. But yeah, so that's kind of how it was growing up. Then A-levels I did well, and then got into a top uni. So like I said, even though I was weekend defending, I was getting by because I had some structure around me, which was school and sixth form. You know what I mean? I couldn't really like deviate too much. But then when I went to uni, really fell apart because it was like, you know, you have to be in control of your schedule and control of everything. So then I couldn't find this work-life balance. At that point, it was just like I fell off completely. And then what's also coming back to the family is, you know, they're seeing things on Facebook, because I was also like not really caring because I was so in my own world. I was so depressed, so anxious, so out of it all the time. I wasn't thinking, okay, I need to start hiding things from my family. I just got to a point where, bro, I was just like, I wasn't really bothered about anything. So things are going on online and Facebook and this and that, and my tag pictures, and people are sending it back to my parents, like, you know, that's your son. And, you know, bear in mind what I said about the 10 A stars thing. Like, of course, imagine a contrast, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So obviously then it got to a point, it's like, my dad was like, stop speaking to me as much. Our relationship broke down. Mom, became a thing of, she was messaging me, calling me when I was at uni, and I was never getting back to her because I was just, you know, like I said, out of it. So she didn't know whether I was alive or dead. There was issues with, like, there was police-related issues. There was all sorts of, like, everything you can imagine to go wrong went wrong.
And in the Asian community, that's like a full
That's the
embarrassment.
worst thing ever,
innit?
innit?
Yeah.
I'm literally became the biggest embarrassment as well, like, and exiled from the community too. Like, I was not involved in the community no more. And it's like, obviously I come from like a family who are in the community, so it's like everyone kind of knew, and I was a bit of an outcast. And even the way I was looking at it, and now I look different, right? But then I was like, you know, just trying to look different, you know what I mean? I was just look like a guy who's not there, you know what I mean? Has a lot of bad, dark energy as well.
Right.
But inside I was just suffering. That's all it was. And
can I ask you, bro?
Course,
sorry to interrupt you, bro. You keep saying, you know, you were depressed and you were down and out, and you turned to all these substances and stuff. And respect to you, bro, for getting clean, and, you know, just being so good in what you're doing now, bro. So before I say this, what was bringing you down? What was the depression? Because you spoke about how depressed you were, but I want to know, what was it in particular that you felt like, fuck everything, you know, I'm depressed, like? Because I always think there's something that triggers you. What triggered you?
So I touched on it, but it was genuinely, it started from the shock that I was no longer this sharp, confident guy. And it's hard to imagine how something like that can really spiral you that out of control. But the best way I can describe it is like, imagine like you have a life where everything's going really, really well, and you're in the football team, you're top scorer, you're getting all these results, you like your apple of your dad's eye, all these things, right? And it's like, you didn't really know like the real world crisis yet. And then all of a sudden you realize that I'm not feeling like that guy in my head anymore, but I still have to try and pretend. And thing is, once you have a thought like that, right, maybe without drugs and alcohol, you should be able to overcome that thought.
Of course.
But because these substances like are so damaging, right, and it's the best thing I realized looking back, it's like the things that my religion was telling me not to do, there's a reason, because that meant this one thought which should have been dealt with, it turned into a spiral, mad spiral, bro. So it's like, and then I kept thinking it. So as soon as I had that thought again, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna maybe have another drink, take something else to suppress that, and it will get worse. And then obviously the circles I'm in as well. Everyone was into partying and all that. So imagine I've got this anxiety creeping up, but all this social pressure, combine that, spiral, out of control. And then obviously, like I said, the police thing, something like that happened. I failed my first year at uni. So it was all kind of like going from the 10A stars thing and then to
slowly
failing uni, like the contrast, every like awful moment made me think, oh bro, you've fallen off. Like you've fallen off. You were meant to be something. And I always had big dreams growing up. And my parents always said to me like, yeah, you know, like we believe that you're gonna go and do something mad. And it was just that feeling of I fully let them down, and I felt, here's the thing, I felt like I was too far gone, and I felt like there was no way.
Do you think it's just saying, because obviously you got 10 A stars and obviously then you went uni and you started falling off, do you think slightly there was a little bit of overconfidence there, like in the sense of I'm already smart, I can go out and party and do whatever I need to do. I can always hit the grades.
Yeah, but then, at the start, I thought I could get away with it. But then it genuinely became a coping mechanism. Right. Then it became like, I don't know what else to do, because I thought I'd done irreversible damage. So a lot of it, answering your question directly, a lot of it was family related. Letting them down was what made me spiral more and more and more. Yeah. And I think, you know, family is such an integral part of our culture, like the most integral, religion and fam, which are intertwined. So that is where this, like, it was such a crisis, you know?
That's mad. So it was like a series of events that got you where you were. It was like so many different things. It wasn't just one particular thing, was it?
Yeah, then let me take you the next step on the journey, right? Yeah. So I'm obviously in that place at uni.
And you're still not part of social media yet?
Still not part of social media.
Yep.
Like I said, failed my first year. Yeah. And then the year after, I'm failing again. And then somehow, some way, I got an ADHD diagnosis, right? So that was actually what was going on as well. So I don't know how much you know about ADHD.
I know a lot about it.
But it's very common. It's very common in our culture as well. A lot of Pakistanis, and I can see it now. Now I know so much about it. I'm like, oh, you've got ADHD. You've definitely got ADHD.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously, no one had said it to me until I was doing my repeat year in uni. And then I was very emotional, because I was like, bro, I'm not as like crazy. I'm not like this guy that I thought I was. There's actually a bit of an explanation. You know, ADHD is way more likely to become addict. You know what I mean? Way more addictive, impulsive behaviors, attention, adrenaline seeking things, you know, like the dangerous driving, all sorts of things, right? All related to ADHD. I'm like, oh my God, bro, like I'm not crazy. So that was a huge turning point for me. And then that allowed me to understand how my brain was working. And all of a sudden I started doing things to manage my ADHD, and then I realized, oh my God, like I've been hurting a lot of people. I just came back to reality, and I started to turn my uni career around, turned it around, got first class honours in the end, alhamdulillah, gave my family that moment, finally once again, man. And while I'm at uni is also where I'm getting that drive, I'm getting that hunger back that I had when I was young, when I was like dreaming big and things like that. So like I said, that ADHD diagnosis allowed me to come back to reality. Then all of a sudden, one step at a time, this drive started to come back. But there was one pinpoint moment, right, where I did get my ADHD diagnosis. However, I was still feeling depressed and anxious. I still had, if you were to diagnose me, I would have had like really bad anxiety, to the point where even speaking to my own family, like people closer to me, my sister, I couldn't have a conversation without a voice in my head, bro, saying, what you're going to say next? You're going to flop this? I was like, mad.
Who better to ask than you as well? So when you have ADHD, is it like you're constantly like on the twitch, like you're brain's working faster than what it needs to.
Yeah, more
Okay,
thoughts than the average person. That's one
Right.
symptom.
Yeah.
So imagine like if you've got ADHD
Yeah.
and you fall into some sort of anxiety,
Shit.
both of that as a combo
Yeah.
can be game over. And that's what was going on for me. It was a combination of like a brain that's already doing overtime,
Yeah.
but now it's doing overtime and anxious thoughts.
Shit.
It was wild combo. So that's how it was for me. So like I said, I started to manage the ADHD better, which meant, okay, I can get back into my uni work, but I was still in my head like having all these thoughts, and I knew it needed to end. And then one day, it was lockdown, the first lockdown, right? We get sent home from uni, everyone's gone back home. Now, mental health gets worse, obviously, like everyone else. But then I'm there in my room and I'm on YouTube, and a video got recommended to me. There's a guy called Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he's talking about reprogramming your subconscious mind and things like healing yourself and all this reprogramming your mind stuff. And I'd never heard anything like it before. I'd never even seen a self-improvement video before.
Right.
So it was kind of like my light bulb moment. And as soon as he was speaking, I was like, okay, I know what I need to do. I bought his book. I literally never put it down. And before that moment, I'd never read a book in my life. And it's talking about these really long meditations, visualizing the person you want to be, all this kind of stuff that now I'm a massive proponent of.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I knew if I follow this book, I'm going to heal. And in 1 month of doing this like meditation program in the book, I was like, I'd really, really like taken massive leaps in this 1 month of sticking to this practice. And then after that, things started coming to me, vision started coming to me. And that was when I was deep in a meditation one day, and I saw myself like talking on stage. And in that moment is when I knew what my destiny is. And my destiny is to spread all this pain that I've just spoken about, all that whole story, and use it as a force for change. And that came to me in a meditation, that came to me from God. So yeah.
SubhanAllah, man. Wow.
That was brilliant. That started off with the Wheelie bin story.
Crazy,
We got
innit?
all of that.
I know,
exactly,
bro.
Taken back by that, I'm not going to lie.
So tell us about the Wheelie bin.
Let me get to the wheelie bin now then, yeah?
I'm intrigued with that.
So yeah.
Someone do that.
Obviously, I'm still on this journey. Like I said, that meditation really helped, but it still didn't get me to 100% anxiety free. I was still on this mission. That's what it was. And then on that mission, on that journey, I came across Wim Hof. And he is the godfather of cold water swimming, right? Wim Hof, and the Iceman. And he's talking about getting rid of anxiety from doing cold water swimming, cold showers, this and that. I'm like, sweet, another thing for me to try, get rid of my anxiety. I'm starting cold showers, I'm really liking it. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to start doing ice baths, like proper, take it to another level. I went to B&Q, couldn't find a tub big enough to do an ice bath in. So I'm talking to my friend on the phone, like, okay, like, I'm not sure what to do. And they're like, oh, wheelie bin. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right, you know? I was like, I'll buy a wheelie bin. So I literally...
How much was it?
For 50 quid less. Yeah, it was so cheap, bro. Yeah, I found it. I was like, okay.
Facebook Marketplace.
What colour shall I go for? And it was a brand new one. It was a brand new one, don't worry. I've had a lot of them comments as well. Like, bro's jumping
what
in
number
the
did you
wheelie bin.
take off?
Yeah. Brand new wheelie bin, might add. And also, I had to go with a red one, Man United, obviously.
Or Liverpool. It's up to you how you say it.
It's up to you can choose. And then, I thought, okay, sweet, wheelie bin arrives. And at this point, I'd started to make TikToks. At this point, I was already making TikToks, right? Gotcha. But had zero virality. So I was making TikToks, and the reason I started making TikToks is because I knew I wanted to be an artist, really. I knew I wanted to be like a world-known figure in the creative industry in some sort of way, right? Yeah. So I knew I had to be on social media. And this was back when TikTok was sort of emerging, and you're hearing about people going viral overnight. And people are panicking, people are like disregarding it, like, oh, this is going to go away. But I thought, if I have that attitude, I'm just going to miss another boat. Do you know what I mean? So, I just started putting out videos. And then by the time the ice bath thing, the wheelie bin thing came around, I'd put out probably like 100 or so videos. Okay. No virality. Yeah. And then maybe like the 130th video was an ice bath video. And that went somewhat viral. That went 30K views. And I'm like, okay, sweet, people liked it. I'm going to do it again. And in the process, I know I'm going to be helping myself by sticking to it. But also, I'm following what the algorithm wants at that time. So I do another one, goes a little bit viral, do another one, maybe the third one, 6 million views. Wow. And that, bro, bang, started my whole career. The reason why I'm here now is all because of that moment. Wow. And then I had doubled down on it, become the ice bath guy. And obviously, Like, yeah, I was loving what the ice baths were doing for me, but it's mad because it wasn't like my number one all-time passion at the time, but it was the thing that like, okay, this is clearly right for me now, and it's clearly what the people are wanting, and also it's really helping me. Perfect scenario. Kept doing it, became known for that. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, how do I pivot? You know what I mean? I'm thinking at the same time, like I mentioned, music has been my number one goal for as long as I can remember.
Right.
You know? So I'm also thinking at the back of my mind, would I stream a guy's song who's jumping into a wheelie bin every day? Probably not. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
me
I
as
know
a
what you mean.
consumer.
Oh, okay,
so
yes,
I'd always have to think like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, whilst I'm so grateful for that part of my journey, I was always thinking about the bigger picture. I was always thinking, how is this a process for me to get to where I want to get to?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Did you enjoy getting into the ice bath?
Nah, you never enjoy it, bro.
Nah?
It's grim. It's grim.
How long have you been doing it for?
Like 2 years now. So that was been 2 years, like last month since my first ever ice bath video. And bro, I'll stick with cold exposure for the rest of my life.
Of course,
And I always say that, like every time I do it, I'm like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life because even for someone with ADHD, it's so good for you, bro. It's so good. It really has transformed.
No, it is. Yeah. Is there time limits that you give yourself, or?
Like I wouldn't go do it over like 10 minutes is perfect.
That's a long time.
It's long, but us three definitely gotta get it together at some point.
But I'll be in there. I'll put my toe in.
Bro,
and
you're
come straight
taking
out,
the
bro.
piss if you think I'm doing
But this
that.
is cold enough.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, but no, you know what? Ice baths, I know they're good for you. They're good for your muscles,
They're
your
wicked for you,
joints,
yeah.
everything, bro. But I'll have to give that a miss, bro. I'll drink cold drinks. I'm good. But you know what, bro? I want to stick to your music stuff, bro.
Yeah, go on.
I want to
Wait,
speak because obviously I just found out that you want to become, you're an aspiring artist. What is your goal in music, bro? And what is your genre that you're trying to tackle? Are you trying to do drill, trap, singing, rap music? Where do you want to go? And do you know the industry is a very obviously tough industry, bro?
Yeah, of
And I
course,
love
of
asking
course.
new artists about it because
course.
the vision they have and the reality are two different things, bro.
for sure.
So what do you know about music and why do you want to go into it, bro?
So when it comes to genre and stuff,
Yeah.
like I probably fall on the pop. I'm not probably like a pop artist, you know.
You look like one, yeah.
Singing, rapping, the way I'm branded and maybe the way I speak, I'm not like associated with like rap culture necessarily, or either way. So I'd say pop because that's quite broad as well. Of
course.
And if you hear my song, you'd say that's a pop song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't even heard it yet. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie,
yeah.
but I was shocked when you said it as well. I was like, okay, cool. that's
Yeah, I
sick.
knew you for content creating, bro. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, I
But even,
know.
it's funny because in your Instagram it says artist.
It does.
And
But
then
that could mean anything though.
That's
no,
it,
but
no?
on Instagram it means singer,
It means
right?
singer.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
naturally, that's something that we are going to look into after we finish. I want to look into your music stuff because
100%.
we've been to music for nearly over 2 decades now. So
That's exciting, man.
for you, bro, I want to ask because you spoke so heavily about mental health, and that's a really well spoken about topic in our podcast. We love speaking about mental health, bro, because I feel like men who go through it, they talk less and they suffer more. I'm not saying women don't. It's a wide spread thing, bro. But I just feel like with men, it's something that we don't really speak about, and it can come in so many different forms, bro. We think of, we want to become something, and in your case, having that expectation with family, and then not being able to do that, turning now to alcohol, drugs, and openly admitting that. When did you think, in your opinion, that I'm handling this really, really well? Is it because you found your mindset again? You found yourself again? Because you lose yourself, don't you, bro? When you're going through all that madness, you probably lost yourself at a time. So when did you start thinking, away from the ice bucket, challenge,
yeah.
when did you think to yourself that, I'm finding my peace again, bro?
So, bro, for me, the truth is, when I realized my mental health was getting better, right? The only moment that I could say my mental really started to improve was when I turned to God. That's honestly what I can say.
Subhanallah, bro.
Alhamdulillah, because like you can do all this self-improvement work, which I was doing for a while, and I was reprogramming my subconscious. I was doing all these meditations, exercising, ice baths, and things were going well. My mental was improving. However, there was still a gap. There was something missing, and magic was happening, but there was still that gap there, and I could feel it, and it was God, and that was it. As soon as I strengthened my relationship with God, and that became a personal thing where I was just constantly talking to God, and that transformed everything, bro. Because also straight away for my mental, I just felt looked after.
I saw that video of you as well when you was in the car driving.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
that, you know,
Yeah.
even though I don't understand
Crazy.
Arabic, it's just like
trust.
watching that kind of stuff, it just makes you feel like shit, man. Like,
Yeah,
you know
I
what
know,
mean?
bro.
Yeah.
And for me, like that was my reality. Like, I turned to God, and He ran towards
Amazing.
me.
Of
And simple as, bro. And it was like that.
It's funny because throughout this podcast, you've referenced a lot to religion, bro.
Yes.
And I like the fact you're doing that because it's not that, you know, we look for that, but sometimes even just the way you're talking, you keep referencing God and you say, Alhamdulillah. You know, these things it's vital, bro.
I have to, bro. I have to. Honestly, like, it for me now as well, like, it's all I think about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and when there are a few days where I'm like, not that much magic happened on them days, or I didn't feel as good, and I'm like, bro, yeah, because you weren't praying, you didn't speak to God once. And I realized that. I see the correlation, man. So yeah, I can't deny that. That's the main thing I can urge from my recent life experience as well. Like the Ramadan when I went all in, my first time ever doing that, right?
Mashallah.
This recent
Oh,
one.
was it your first time you actually start fasting and...
Properly, yeah. Because as a youngster, it was like, Dad's dragging me to Tarawih.
Of course.
I have to fast. Don't want to like piss him off. You know what I mean? That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
never like
Take a
you
picture
never really,
around
you never
that.
understand. You never understand like why you're doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously for so many years, I was basically not practicing as a Muslim at all. You know, I had no deen in me. So them years, I wasn't doing Ramadan. Do you know what I mean? Of
course,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
So last year was like my most improved, right? So it was like my biggest intention last year, and a lot of magic happened in that month as well. But this year, right? This year was like, oh man, I didn't want to miss one night with my Lord, bro. I didn't want to miss one night. And unfortunately, I did, but my intention was like, that broke my heart. Every time I missed a Tarawih, it was breaking my heart.
But that's what they say, when you have that guilt in you, it shows that you're actually meaning to do it and you actually feel that the love for your religion. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's weird that you're saying that. Well, not weird, but I feel like a lot of social media content creators that we will look up to, without mentioning names and stuff, all of them this year to come out and said this was their Ramadan this year.
Yeah, it's weird,
Felt
isn't
like
it?
there was something special in the air.
Even besides the content creators, everyone.
Of course,
yeah,
yeah, no, of
everyone
course,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Loads of people have been saying that, right?
Loads of people,
I know, and whatever it is, like, I don't know,
Subhanallah, it's
something
brilliant.
in the air, but it's beautiful, man.
Of course, man.
I just think
Yeah.
with so what you're trying to say is, and I feel him because he's trying to say, because now we watch, I feel like
That's it,
social
yeah.
media
True
is more out there than ever before, bro.
yeah.
And it's more awareness, isn't it, bro? Whenever you're watching this guy's gone Umrah, that guy's gone Hajj, Umrah. You're
Yeah,
like,
true,
You're
that's
like,
so
it
true.
just
Yeah.
became such
So
a thing.
true,
And I do
so
believe
true.
Islam's become a thing now where it's become cool. to be a
Trendy,
Muslim.
yeah, it's-
Alhamdulillah.
In reality, yeah, it's trending, and obviously, like, you can say what you want about that word. Is some people will see that in a negative, but in reality, it's beautiful, man. Of
course.
You know what I mean? And even like, it's become part of my job to give dawah recently. You know what I mean?
SubhanAllah,
That
yeah,
is
no, it's
like,
good.
I could never imagine a situation like that where, and even my mum. Imagine my mum and dad felt this Ramadan. Like, it was crazy emotional, bro. Like, mum was like, I've seen your videos. I'm seeing you going to the mosque. I can't believe this is my son. She said that to me this Ramadan. She's like, I'm still pinching myself. And she said,
Proud
like,
moment.
straight after iftar, everyone went to their rooms to read Maghrib,
Yeah.
right? And then when we came back downstairs, she was like, I'll just cry my eyes out in my room. I was like, why? She was like, because I could hear you reading your namaz and saying it with such passion. Like, I was like belting it. Do you know what I mean? She said, like, she could hear me from downstairs, and she just started bursting out in tears. And in her salah, just the fact that me, someone who'd gone through all them dark moments, was such like a bad Muslim and all them times where she thought she'd completely lost her son, and I thought I'd lost myself too, to come back and be this in touch with religion, like, obviously what it means to her and to my family is just like the best feeling, bro. Do you know what I mean? All praise be to Allah.
I
man.
mean,
All praise.
I mean, good on you, my bro.
Yeah, man.
It's
Well
weird,
done,
you know,
man.
I'm enjoying this podcast because, you know, when I saw you, bro, I didn't think this part of you is something that will be evident today. Not in a rude way, bro, because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
a musician, you're a content creator, you look a certain way, because we're quite judgmental on how people look. Let's be real.
Stereotypes, innit?
And then when you're talking like this, bro, I'm thinking, mashallah, you know what, bro, the guy's proper got him. To think one day you were off your trolley, bro, I find it hard to
No, 100%, you're right.
take that in today, bro.
Imagine my friends find it hard to take in. This is my reality now. All them people who saw that are like still mind blown, you know?
Yeah,
They're still
100%.
Like, bro, like when you come up on the feed, I'm like, you know, is he taking a piss almost? You know what I mean? Because they know me for all that madness and badness. But even to them, they say, if there's any example that we need of like, you can turn things around, and if you stay focused, and then even, you know, get closer to God, good things will happen. But also, you stay focused on the vision.
Of course,
Because
yeah.
that's another thing. Like, I've been just slugging away day in, day out. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew like had so much pain and so much shame that I brought to my family. It's like one of my biggest drivers is like, nah, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop until there's such the other end of that where I've gone to such levels where they can be that proud. Where I have to do something so great that they could say like, you know what, like that's our son's gone and done that. So that's what's like fueling me every single day. Probably the main thing, you know.
Nah, you smashed it, man. Well done, man. Honestly, yeah,
amazing.
I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about your music. Like, what got you into music then after going through all your social media content creating and everything like that?
So my longing for music has come from a very young age. So even now, I have the songs I was writing when I was in year 3, year 4. So I still have them handwritten. My first ever bars. Like that's how early I was.
Year 3?
Yeah, year 3, year 4. And I remember being in class and they had the films on, and I was like, I used to ask the teacher like, you know, if it's a film that's not important with the class, like, can I just write bars? Like, I still remember that now. And then, that's how early, honestly, that's how early I was.
How old are you, year 3, year 4?
Like 8, 9, 8, 9, yeah.
Do you still remember the bars? Do you want to share the bars, bro?
I've got them written,
I want to know what your vocabs
were. Honestly, I've got them written. It was like, it's all about
chilling
me.
in the playground.
It's all about me in the family tree. You're a little ant, I'm a killer bee.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad for that age, you know. Not bad. So I read, I'm like, I might use that now.
There's some lyrics.
Yeah, it actually is.
Isn't it?
That's amazing, bro.
So yeah, that's how early it started. And also like my family, like music is actually a big part of our family, which is quite surprising because we're a Muslim family, but I grew up around it a lot. Like my dad has always been massive music fan. So it's like, I did actually have that influence, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even my mum, like, and they, you know, have always enjoyed going to live music together and things like that. So that has always been something I was brought up on. And
I'm guessing you grew up watching Bollywood films and stuff?
Yeah. Well, Bollywood's something I'm still want to get more into because I don't even fully understand, bro, Punjabi or Urdu. A little bit, so you know what I mean? Thoda sa.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thoda sa Punjabi bol sakti hu.
You just turned yourself into a girl.
It's like a girl, but it's fine.
Bol
sakta hu.
Bol sakta hu. Yeah. I always get corrected on that one.
We'll give you lessons. Don't worry. A few words will teach you as well. No one will touch you after that.
Don't listen to it.
Wait, come on, man. I'm PG, bro.
Yeah.
But and then another thing is like my dad and his brothers were actually a dance group as well. So that's another thing. That's another like part of our family. We had musical things. So like obviously I know as well like music is haram, and obviously me and my dad do speak about it. But I'm hoping, you know, maybe one day that I'll look back and realize, you know, what we're doing wrong. But right now, I'm in my process, I'm in my journey, right? And this is where sort of my life is taking me. But I'm always open to being wrong with that, you know. So I can only follow like what the messages and signs I get from Allah.
I mean, everyone's on their own journey, but like I've seen a lot of musicians that obviously start off as musicians, later on go into nasheeds, and then slowly go into reciting Quran.
No, well, like the most important thing is, bro, look, when you blatantly just said, look, it's haram.
Yes.
That's it. You know, as long as you know what you're doing is haram. Some people, you know, they'll make out something haram isn't haram.
Yes.
And they'll try to tell themselves that. Or they'll try to look for little things online. They'll look at little things. You know, say, oh, you're right, he's doing it or she's doing it. But the fact that you openly said it's haram, we just end the topic there, bro.
Yeah,
you know? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and obviously as well, like the music I'm making now as well. So that is like all high vibration, positive. So it's like people might think, oh, well, how can the mental health content creator go and do music? If when you listen to my music, you realize it's just an extension of my content. It's all the exact same message, coming from a dark place, turning it around and making something of yourself. And another thing I see in the music industry now is like, people are getting sick of drill culture. People are getting sick of putting headphones in, stab, I'm gonna shank this, I'm gonna run to your mum's gaff and rob it. Like, no one wants to listen to that no more. Do you know what I mean? So I see myself coming in and giving people like actually what the human psyche is really craving right now, which is love and positivity, what the world needs right now. And I know like music has been powerful for me in making me feel better, and I want to do that same thing, and that's what my music is all about. So yeah, man, the influences started that early on, and then like I said before, when I started making TikToks, bro, this mad thing that still not many people know, people that followed my videos for years don't know that the reason I started making TikToks was for my music vision, was so that I could have my fan base first and I could have my platforms first, because I know every other person wants to be a musician.
Of course,
so many
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a very sought after spot, and there's only a few spots. So I thought like, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that's possible? I see TikTok popping off. I'm gonna build a following. I'm gonna learn the ropes. I'm gonna understand music marketing. In the meantime, I'm gonna brand myself, and when the moment's right, I'm gonna transition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release a song which is in line with everything I'm talking about. Which that bit's not hard because I'm just talking my truth. You know what I mean? I'm just everything I care about.
What you said there is spot on. Like, I mean, what other better way to do it? You've already got your fan base. You've already established on social media. You're already a known face. That's how a lot of people on social media start doing
No,
it.
but on the flip side of things, maybe you've not, looked into this, but what I've seen over the years, bro, is when you transition, it's easy said than done, bro.
True.
For now, people look at you as a content creator,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then when you start going into music, if they don't like your music, do you get what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
of
So
course.
it's like where they've accepted you as a content creator, they like your image or your vibe or whatever, but then as a musician, they're like, oh, he's gonna fuck it all up.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I prefer them like that.
But then
and then
it's-
that could lead to
100.
You're right,
them
yeah,
unfollowing you.
For sure,
you're 100%.
And the thing is, there's many examples of that, and I've seen.
Of course.
I've seen that, like comedian, right, on TikTok. Like, obviously, he wanted to be a musician the whole time.
Yeah.
But he's known for comedy. All of a sudden, he's releasing a song no one cares.
Exactly.
Like, I want to do for comedy.
Yeah.
So I'm hyper aware of these things because I'm so obsessed with this vision. Like, I had to make sure every box is ticked, and I can't take that risk of messing things up for myself. So it's been a very carefully laid out plan of rebrand.
Yeah.
So the ice bath thing was happening, but then I started feeding in fashion a little bit more. I started commenting on other people's music a little bit more. I started to appear more as an artist rather than just the wheelie bin guy. So it's all careful, but people not necessarily realizing I'm doing that. But I did it for over 2 years, bro.
Yeah. I was literally just going
It's
to say
like a drip feeder, isn't it? Where you're just trying to slowly
Yeah.
get
And
in
I
there.
enjoyed the process, bro, because I actually love marketing.
It's
as
the
well.
way he said it. He's changing himself into an artist. So, for example, like I Show Speed.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
content creator, but he made a tune. But now he's not labeled himself as an artist, but he knows his millions of fans are going to go and watch it. Now, for some people, it might just be, I'm just going to get the views and get paid for it. But he's not coming across as a music artist, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But what Yazz is saying is true, because for someone like him, if you go and make a tune and it doesn't do well, you're going to start getting unfollowed, and then it could backfire.
Especially for what it is. Look, what's good to you
Yeah.
might not be good for the listeners, you know? And that's why I just thought it's a risky tactic.
Yeah,
But the thing
yeah.
is, you're a man who's taken risks, bro. Look what you've been through.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, for someone like you, bro, you've come from a literally a dark hole, bro. And to think now you're getting all this light and you're getting so much love now. And I saw something online where you were, you got involved in photo shoots and modeling and stuff like that. And that's another part of the thing, we haven't really touched up on that. How did that bit come about? Who approached you first? Or was it something you thought, you know what, let me give modeling a go, man?
Yeah. Got signed
Do you
for
think you're the
model-
bee's knees?
I just got signed for a modeling agency, and it felt right. It felt natural, and it's just pays really well, man. It's like the best form of monetizing for me at the moment so far. Like, so it's like
It's because you look, when you've got a look of like a surfer dude. Like one of them home and away type, Australian. Custom, bro, I'm being serious. This is real. And I think with you tick so many different boxes, bro. It's like so many talents and so many lines of, work that you could go into, bro. Like the world's literally your oyster, bro. You're still a young boy, man.
I want to get into acting. Like, honestly, when I talk about the vision, so you've got music, but what I want to do is like, when I ask you now, right?
Yep.
Who British Pakistani musician now?
Yeah.
Who do you think of?
Zayn Malik.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the only one though, in my opinion. Obviously, there's other ones up and coming and stuff like that. But all I see,
But someone who actually smashed it.
Yeah, of course.
I see a massive gap because whilst Zayn, paved the way for so many of us, utmost respect. But he doesn't do tours. He doesn't do solo live shows. He's not gone to Pakistan and done a massive peace concert. Do you know what I mean? And liberated his people and gone and bridged the gap between UK, Pakistan music scene and all of that kind of stuff. He's not done that. And I just think there's just a massive gap, and that's what I see myself doing, and that's what I want to do. So I've been doing my performances, getting booked for a couple of gigs, building that, and that when I'm on stage feels natural to me.
Cool.
So that is like where I see myself. I want to be like, put our country on the map. It's already on the map. Don't get me wrong. But I want to make sure the next gen, right, younger generation, way I was looking up to Zayn. You know what I mean? I want them to see like, oh my God, we can go and do that. And most importantly, like I said, bridge that gap. Because I still think that all the music, I don't really know much about the music scene in Pakistan, but imagine if we could bridge that gap, the way that Nigerian music exploded, the way that like Jamaican music's exploded.
Yeah, Afrobeats,
They've had that cultural impact. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just taking time on for us to have that as well.
You're
Because
gonna have
there's
to
so
start
much.
brushing up on your Urdu and Punjabi as well.
Yeah, defo.
No, but bro, you obviously know the pitfalls of music. It isn't an easy industry. Like you said, it's haram anyway. So even naturally, when you go into something haram, you know it's going to be even harder than we think, you know? But I think with you, like you said, you've been through a lot. You know, you've got your goals in front of you, bro. And I do honestly believe you're going to smash it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying that because you're here, bro.
Yeah,
I just see someone driven, bro. Like you fucking... You make sure you get there
Exactly,
no matter
yeah,
what. Other than your football club, everything's perfect about you, bro.
This guy,
That's
man.
Football though, you go to a lot of football games as well.
Yeah,
Tell us, before we wrap up, tell us a
yeah.
bit about your passion for Manchester United.
Yeah, so...
Why do you say it like that? What?
Hey,
Why do you say Manchester United?
You can put respect on them.
He doesn't have to put respect in it. It's all right.
No, I would never want. Fuck that.
He
I know,
cusses them.
not after the 4-3 defeat in the quarterfinals, bro. Not after that, man.
Oh, he's actually going to talk about that.
Swear down.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
played
this is
well.
your time, bro.
No, I'm not going to do that on this. This is a really respect. Whatever you say, bro, we go with that.
Yeah, man.
So you travel a lot to the games.
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder. Only my second year as a season ticket holder. So yeah, and also like I'm actually talking to the club a lot as well. So that step has actually taken place, bro.
Brilliant.
So inshallah, something's gonna come for the public can see.
Because I did see a video where you were basically, you wanted to
Outed
do that,
them, bro.
isn't it?
Outed them. I said, come and get me.
Yeah, I saw
Come
that.
and get me. Do you know what I mean? I've been here putting in my yards.
Yeah.
And I've been repping the badge.
Yeah.
And also, I'm a local lad. Like,
Yeah,
I
agreed,
literally
agreed.
live round the corner from Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You got the mental health thing. And you got the whole, like, I even had trials for United growing up. So it's just like a beautiful story, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, like, oh, my followers, I need your help. Everyone at Man United in the comments. And it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked. So.
Smashed it.
Has it
Power of
worked?
social media, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Mental.
Inshallah, like I said, the right moment, we're going to cook something up. The important thing is foot in the door, right? Foot in the door.
Absolutely, bro.
yeah.
And more importantly, bro, you didn't think to yourself that they're too big. I'm not going to contact Man United. You've used your quality and your base and to get to someone like, let's be real, you know, jokes aside, they're the biggest club in the world. And to get their attention, bro, good on you, man.
Coming from a Liverpool fan, bro.
Yeah.
I might just clip that bit
I'm
up.
a realist,
Shall we make that into a reel, bro? Come on,
100%.
You know
Liverpool
what?
fan.
Yeah. Guys, do your thing, man.
Mashallah,
You know
what a moment.
Away from everyone, like I said, bro, we're
yeah,
realists
for
in
real.
football, and I understand football probably more than anyone.
I'm sending it to everyone.
The truth is, they are the biggest club in the world.
Wow.
Good on ya.
Said it twice.
Yeah,
I love
and I won't say it again.
Make it a treble.
Yeah, but bro, good on you, man. Because I love the fact that, bro, you know, when you aim for something, you're one of them people that are just, you know, you just go for it. I don't think you're one of them people that
Sit
is
back.
scared of rejection.
Yeah, it's because, you know what, right? There's so much pain still, like, there, and that memory of, like, how bad I fell off, that I can't stop until I get to that. And that, honestly, are all kind of greatness and big achievements. Every success story all has that story, that same story in a different way, which is pain, heartbreak, and you'd lost everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, for some reason, that births like a work rate, a desire,
That drives
a
you,
drive,
innit? Yeah.
like that you just can't really teach or buy, and that's just like
It's
okay.
safe to say you don't really regret anything you've done because it's brought you to where you are right now.
Exactly, yeah, it's safe to
Yeah.
say that. Yeah, I'm grateful for all them experiences, all of them, alhamdulillah. So yeah, but yeah, man, with United as well, like I wasn't scared of like getting them or like everyone tag United in the comments, because also like I've proven to myself now already. Like for example, I did a collab with Nike. So after that, it's like I got mad confidence. Okay, that's the biggest company like in the world. So it's now okay. Maybe I could go and do that and do different things. And I always said, you know, what would mean more to me than a Nike collab would be a Man United collab. You know what I mean? So
Smashed it, man.
Inshallah, you know that's coming as well.
Inshallah, bro. The most important thing is, but may you reach your goals, my bro.
Inshallah.
And you know, keep up the hard work, bro. One thing, you're driven, bro, and that is
That's
a big thing in itself, man. To be driven into, you know, getting into, you know, this whole social media, entertainment world, anything, bro, it's never easy,
It's
bro.
like Yazz always says, consistency is key, innit?
Consistency, 100%.
yeah.
100%. But look, my bro, thank you so much for coming on.
Man,
It's been
appreciate it.
such a vibe, honestly.
bro.
Honestly, yeah.
We would carry on talking for donkeys years.
could, I
But
know.
before we go, bro, just a message to all your followers, people that support you, people that have been watching you for years. Just a message for them, my bro. Let's end it on a nice note.
Talking to the camera, yeah?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I just want to say, right, from the bottom of my heart, anyone who's watched my videos or engaged with my videos over the last 2 or so years, you guys are the reason I get to live my dream right now. And I still feel like that same kid who is in that dark place. I remember exactly how that kid feels. And I know a lot of you feel that way as well. But trust me, I'm your proof that you can bring yourself out of that, inshallah. You do the right things. But yeah, thank you. All praise be to the Most High. Allah.
Ameen. And at that point, on that beautiful message, guys, there you have it. That was Humz. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And hit the bell notification so you don't miss none of our uploads.
So until next time, guys, peace, love, and respect.
I don't know why I'm doing gunshot fingers. Sorry.
Humz like that at the end. Peace out.
Peace.